Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo. Let me start by saying happy Friday to you. I hope you have a great weekend ahead, unless of course you have to go to work, in which case I still hope you have a great weekend. Have a good day at work. We are doing another episode of Fast Friday today, so I've got a lightning round discussion for you guys in regards to Titanfall 2. More specifically, the way that Respawn is handling and delivering their patch notes for the game, and why I feel they need to make some big changes to the way that they communicate with us as the community. We're seeing a big transitional phase, I believe. This is me just looking into what's happening right now in the industry with other developers and really, just kind of looking at the future when it comes to how developers communicate with their community when it comes to these long-term multiplayer and often even, cooperative experiences. In the past, much like Respawn is currently doing now with their patch notes, you would just, you'd post the patch notes on a forum somewhere. You'd let people know, hey, look at all the things we've added. And that was really that. That's basically what Respawn has done. That's the route that they've chosen to take. Now, when it comes to Respawn's patch notes, they're not incredibly detailed. They're oddly detailed in some places, and decidedly and intentionally undetailed and very vague in other places. For example, we saw some specific things like Ronin's phase dash and phase reflex now removes Tone's lock-on markers. Very specific detail. They were very straightforward about that. They told us exactly that in the Angel City update. In that same patch note, though, we have adjustments to NORTHSTAR's flight core. Additional balancing to Tone. So again, being very vague about the decisions they made there, which I understand the perspective. I understand the idea that it's been proven time and time again that there are a lot of psychological influences when a player reads something and then goes out and plays it. I've talked in the past how developers have even gone as far as to modify the sound of a weapon to make it feel more overpowered to players. There's a specific situation where players were using a weapon. It actually had one of the highest, kill to death ratios in the game. But players were complaining about it, saying it was underpowered. Yet again, it was being proven time and time again by their numbers that it was exceptionally powerful. So a simple modification to the audio design to make it feel more impactful, to make it sound more impactful, was enough to change the opinions of the players. So I get the psychological thing here, but I don't think hiding the information from us or hiding the modifications and adjustments is the right route. We are very much in an era where players, the community, deeply appreciates and values direct communication from the developer. In fact, direct explanation from the developer as to why they made certain changes. This is the modern way of communicating with their community. We're seeing it with teams like Blizzard, with Overwatch. Even the guys at Boss Key have already been doing it with Lawbreakers as it was in its early alpha states. They understand the value of getting on screen, going one step further outside of just written patch notes and really directly communicating with the community, providing some sort of developer identity and sitting down and saying, hey guys, we understand people are concerned about this, we see what you're saying, and we've looked at what our numbers on the back end here, we really want to make sure that we get this right, we get these changes out here so we can start making this character more viable, so on and so forth. That sort of communication with the community goes such a long way, and I'm not saying that we're entitled to it. I'm not saying that whatsoever. Respawn has done a lot. They're doing a lot with free content, so on and so forth. But on the same end, I believe it is incredibly beneficial to them as a developer to communicate with us in such a way. The benefits are being reaped. The rewards are being reaped by other developers right now, throughout this year, last year. Direct communication, again, that developer identity, I just believe it's so powerful. And when you start talking about communicating with a very passionate community that feels very strongly about the things in the game and their current state, I do believe it sort of softens that blow. It gives a little bit more reason behind the changes you've made, and I think it helps people better identify with those changes and alterations, especially when those changes and alterations are often to their favorite characters, and they may be concerned that character's being made weaker now, how will I ever succeed, blah blah blah. I don't think hiding those changes is the right thing to do. Players are going to feel that eventually. I think the better answer here is to really get in touch with us, to speak out to us, to go away from the just, sterile written patch notes and to provide us with detail and explanation and, real powerful community communication and say, hey, this is our game. We love what we've built here and we love that you guys love playing it, and we want to be really straightforward with you about how we're going to communicate and how we're going to build this experience throughout 2017. that for me personally, you know, that means a lot. You know, that shows an additional layer of passion, willingness to get in touch with the community on that level, which is not an easy thing to do. It's not. I understand that not every developer is made out for hopping on a screen and communicating in that way. But just those extra touches, they go a long way. And hell, to be honest, even if they just change the patch notes, I'd be happy. Go that additional step and, you know, stop hiding stuff from us in the patch notes and say, hey, here's a detailed explanation as to why we made this really substantial change. Like, if you're gonna completely alter a, you know, a Titan, like say Tone gets a complete modification or an alteration to the core, or NORTHSTAR does, you can't just post, to me, just posting a patch note and saying modification of NORTHSTAR's core, that's insane, you know? Like get on there and let us know why that happened, why you made that change. You know, that to me is powerful and important. And they've done that a little bit in the previous patch notes, but I just think it's something that needs to be more fleshed out when it comes to big changes, like balancing Tone and changing NORTHSTAR, so on and so forth. Again, I don't believe we're entitled to it, but I believe that it is the way forward. It is the way that many developers are already utilizing, making use of, and I believe that it is highly beneficial to Respawn as a developer. I know that I would deeply appreciate it. It would mean so much to me. And again, that developer identity, that connection to the people behind the game that you're playing is something that I value highly and that I strongly believe many of you value highly as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Again, I just, you know, I want Respawn to really be successful with this game throughout 2017. I think this is a valuable thing for them to consider. Either way, though, I'll be here. I'll be reading the patch notes. I'll be bringing you guys videos of the patch notes, keeping you in touch with the changes. Hopefully, we'll be getting some patch notes very soon with that upcoming Livefire update. That's it from me. Have a great weekend. Gonna go work on that new closer, and I will, of course, see you in the next one.